Mushmen Productions, straight from the underground.
What's up? This is Mushmen Productions, How to Be a Stand-Up Comedian with comedian Rashad Bashir.
I'm also comedian Ishmael Gaynor, run a show called Brown Sugar Productions. They're gonna like it.
And I also run Harlem Evenings comedy show uptown at Harlem Nights Bar.
Yes.
So basically, the keys to being a stand-up comedian is don't. This shit does not pay at all. It's sad. Okay, no, I'm not.
You will definitely try to kill yourself.
Yeah,
at least once or twice.
But aside from all that, you really gotta love the art, and you cannot be afraid of failure. The key to comedy is to allow yourself, to give yourself grace to fail because you're gonna get better, and to be consistent. Also, to take the right advice from comedians who have been doing it the longest and knowing what your voice is, finding your voice. Don't try to be like anybody else, just be yourself.
So if you corny, just be corny. It's cool to be corny. It's cool to be corny. You don't gotta have a different stage name than your government name. We don't need no more people coming up here like, yeah man, I'm Brucey 2033. Like your name is just Bruce.
Yeah, no AOL names. None of that.
Just, you don't gotta be nothing else but you. I'm tired of this shit.
So first, somebody wanted to be a comedian. Like, what's the first thing that you would tell them to do? Like, if they're not even a funny person, if they have never told a joke before, never did stand up, what's the first thing you would tell them to do?
If you've never been a comedian before and you want to get into stand-up comedy, first thing I would tell you is go to as many comedy shows as you can.
Yes.
Because when you go to these comedy shows, you're going to learn a lot of things such as structure, stage presence, knowing what jokes to do in front of, what audience, reading the crowd. Also timing. A lot of times when people jump into comedy and they've never done it before, usually sometimes they have beginner's luck. They'll get up there, they'll get a couple of laughs because they're being natural and they're just being their natural funny selves. But if you really want to do it, go to comedy shows and look at the professionals and see how they're doing it.
And all ranging of shows too.
Yes.
Like, don't just go to your local comedy club.
Right.
Because that might dissuade you from not doing comedy. Go to the local open mics, go to your local comedy shows, like our local bars. Go to black shows, go to white shows, see the difference of how audiences react and stuff, and I think all of that will help you out a lot better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, so somebody got to put pen to paper. How do they write their first joke?
If you have to put pen to paper, if you have a funny thought, just write it down.
Yes.
Write it down. If you got funny thoughts, if you think it's funny, you know it's funny to you, write it down. Every funny thought, every funny question, whatever you got, write it down. And once you do that, you want to find a local open mic, and every funny thought that you have on that paper, get up on that stage and say it.
Also, I'll say this. Every funny person has their level of funny that's different. So you want to kind of come up with your own thing that you think is really funny. I feel like anything that I'm heavily emotional about, I will make funny. So whether I hate something, I can ride with that. If I like something, I can ride with that. Even if I don't necessarily understand, I can ride with that too. Because you can just pitch it your angle way. But that's the number one basis. You want to make sure you live in that emotion that you like or you dislike or you love or you hate or whatever. You're in between, you mix it. I don't understand this. That's like half of Jerry Seinfeld's set. It's like,
Also,
I don't understand this.
If you write something and it's not funny, but you know it's funny and you believe in it, hold on to it. There's something that you're probably missing, maybe some information.
Or life experience.
Or life experience, exactly. That's another thing. If you have a lot of life experience and you've been through a lot of...
Good or bad.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, with stand-up comedy, people laugh at the bad stuff that happened to you. They don't laugh at the good stuff. They always want to know what the bad stuff is. Tragedy plus timing equals comedy.
Yes. I agree. Reporting live, Channel 7 News. Ishmael Gaynor.
Yes, we are. What's going on, y'all? It's your man Stephen H. Smith. We're out here at Sugar Mouse. This is a great place right here. They're giving out free diabetes burgers over here. Because it's Sugar Mouse.
Stephen H. Smith.
We'll say this. Is it make-believe in comedy? Is it truth? The truth is always funny. I will say that. The truth is always funny. I say with stand-up, you can have something that was so absurd happen to you. People won't believe it. But you got to write it down. You got to tell them. Okay? It's about us making the absurd logical, if that makes sense. We got to make all absurdity logical. The truth is always going to win over a crowd. Yep. If everybody in the room can relate to it, doesn't matter what they look like. They can be from all walks of life. If they can relate to that one thing, you can always be funny. Find out what everybody has in common and make jokes about that.
I agree. In short, I agree. No, but I feel like you get to a point when your comedy career where you become comfortable to talk about anything. You know, the people that's most famous for doing that is like Richard Pryor. But you didn't see Richard Pryor year 1, 2, 5. You know, that was like year 10, 12 Richard Pryor that I started sharing about his whole entire time. So, like, when you first start, I would say, like, small truths are great, you know, to talk about. Bigger truths that take more nuance, you need to probably work through that a little bit more. You need to work through yourself as a person, be past that, then talk about it, you know. Other than that, because when you tell too much truth and it's not funny enough, it just becomes therapy. And it just becomes sad. And people just looking at you like, oh, baby, but that's what gets you to, oh, baby, you know, you tried. You know, that the church shit when you walk through.
I've had so many of those nights. So many of those nights.
Too many.
Work with what you know.
Yes. Yes.
Work with what you know.
Yep.
Don't try to get into something that you haven't really fully experienced or that hasn't had a real effect on your life. Talk about what you know.
Yeah.
Talk about what you know and make it funny. And trust me, everybody ain't gonna find it funny. You know, this comedy game is about finding your audience. It's about finding your audience. If you love anime, talk about anime. A lot of people aren't into anime, but find that audience because they're gonna get you. All right? And don't try to jump into something that's very complex because you may talk about something and you may offend somebody and you're gonna be like, well, I don't know why this person is offended because you didn't do the research and you didn't go through that in your life. So if you go through something, share your experience, how it affected you, make fun of it, and whoever can share that experience with you, be like, oh my God, I went through the same thing. They're gonna be like, I like you, I love your comedy.
Agreed. No, you never do it every time. Agreed. Nah, but for real, when you're trying to tell your truth, be patient. I've seen too many people rush like jokes that are truthful experiences for them. You gotta be patient. It's like this is a marathon. Just because you start comedy, you probably done seen clips online and stuff. You like, oh man, I gotta get this 15 minutes up now. You don't. You could keep this 15 minutes for 2 years, for real, and really like churn this truth out, you know. And also, especially since we're talking about how to be a comedian, lean on other comics you can trust, you know. Like, so if I need a joke, if I have a joke and I think it's funny, I'll hit Rashad up and be like, yo, what you think about this? And because he fuck with me, he gonna give me the honest truth. Now, if he hated me, he'd be like, nigga, don't do that, you know? Like, or he might tell me to do it and it'd be trash, you know? So you need people who are gonna tell you the truth and tell you exactly where you at with your stuff too. So that's like, you need that. That fellowship in this community is important to make sure that you cultivate that with as many people as possible. Even some people who aren't comics that are just regular funny, hit up some of them and be like, run it by, or this joke by them, you know, and just to keep digging. And then, you know, keep working at it, keep writing it, and it'll eventually the truth will be able to you'll be able to perform the truth well.
When you start comedy, don't be a comedian all the time. What I mean by that is, when you're in stand-up, you ain't got to try jokes on everybody.
Absolutely.
One thing I would say, if you start comedy, don't try to bounce jokes off other comedians. I do what you do. I do what you. That's like a magician doing a trick for another magician. You like, look, dude, I've been doing the rabbit out of the hat trick for a long time. You're not showing me anything. I know how to make a card disappear. Okay,
Make these bills disappear.
Yeah, that's a real trick. If you can do that, yeah.
Come on now. That's what we need.
But yeah, just because you are a comic doesn't mean you have to be a comedian 24/7. A lot of the times, comedians, what we're doing is gathering information, looking around. We're looking at people's behavior, so that way when we perform, we can bring those to light, and people be like, "Oh wow, how did he know about that? I know I do that, but damn, he pointed that out. I didn't realize he knew who I was." And, you know, I feel seen. I feel creeped out a little bit because now I got to stop doing it. Now I got to pay attention because he done made this shit funny. So, you know, don't be a comedian all the time. Allow yourself to just explore, live life, and the comedy will come to you.
I agree. Okay. Nah, for me personally, I think this is all God-given. I feel like I was just born to be funny. I don't need anything extra. I listen to a lot of older people. Tupac used to have a saying where he was like, whenever he arrived somewhere, he ready to go. And I'm ready to go when I walk through the doors. When I took the 4 train to come here, I was ready for this interview already. You know, so I don't need liquor, weed, any of that type of stuff to get me to going. And any comic who does, though, I don't think it's really no. Oh, I thought that was a white woman yelling. I thought he was out here at Whole Foods.
So weed. So the question, does weed, alcohol influence your writing? No, absolutely not. Cocaine, all right, that's what you need. Booger sugar, white girl, just angel, just PCP. No, I will say this: everybody's process is different. Yeah. Some people need weed to help them relax and to get their brain thinking about a lot of other things. Like I've had times where I've smoked and I was like, oh, I had this idea, and I put it on stage and it did not work. So I'm here to say everybody's process is different. Mm-hmm. How people go about writing is different. Some people need that as a crutch, but those that are really skilled at it and want to be able to do it, professionally and do it with such passion, they don't need that. And if you want to do it that way, fine. But I would say you don't really need it at all.
Just for the record, I was 100% sober when I bought this shirt. Just to let everybody know. I have not had any drinks or smoke weed or anything like that. And I'm not saying this because my uncle's standing there. I'm just saying that in general because he can tell my mom. But nigga, my family don't care about that. My family don't care that I'm grown. I'm still 19 to them. I got a stepdad body, but still, I tell you but so much what to do. Man, I'm playing out. But you want to ask another question? Oh, I think when you first start comedy, it depends on how often you're getting up. You know, like that really is all it depends. Because some comics are just naturally gifted beyond belief, and so they can just go up on stage and come up with material, and they could be ready to do a mainstream club immediately. Well, like a club, like at a comedy club, you saying? Yeah. Okay. The first time I wasn't ready, but but I eventually got there. I just made sure, like, I knew I was gonna stay with this. I knew I was gonna do this. I bombed so bad that I went home. I just called my girlfriend at the time, and I was just like, I don't think this is ready for me. But I did come back, and then I killed the, again, it is what it is. It'll be on the individual. You will kind of know when it's your time to kind of be on the stage. And I feel like every 6 months, you test the waters on those spots to see if you're able to go to those places, to the next level, so, or every 3 months, however you feeling, it could be your season. You just start to test to see if you're going to do it, test to see if you can open for a person, test to see if you could do it, you can headline a club, if you're on that level, every few months you're going to keep testing yourself and trying, and that's the only way you're going to get better anyway. But yeah, go ahead.
Totally agree. I say whenever the opportunity presents itself, go on stage.
Yeah.
If you're doing stand-up, you got to get on stage, because this is when in the beginning stages, your first couple of months, everything is trial and error.
Yeah.
Everything is trial and error, to where, like, I think about between like 4 to 6 months in, you're starting to develop a set because you've been going up consistently. It's about consistency. Keep going up, keep going up. But also it's about what kind of laughs do you want? No comedian that's been doing it, they never ask you. I'm asking you, what kind of laughs do you want? If you want the kind of laughs that Dave Chappelle gets, you got to work your material out to get it that way. Watch Chappelle, see how he's setting up his jokes, or anybody that's doing their jokes like that. You want loud laughs. You want big laughs. You don't want subtle laughs. If you're doing subtle laughs, you're giving a motivational speech. That's basically what you're doing. You're doing poetry, okay? I'm going to just let you know that right now. Ask yourself, what kind of laughs do I want to get from the people? And when the opportunity presents itself, go on stage, try your jokes. Doesn't matter. If you're doing comedy, you got to get on stage. So it doesn't matter if the opportunity presents itself. Do it out in the street. Get a little speaker. Get on the corner. Try to make you little some change or something. Because that's the real tester, because you're going to have people walking by. You're trying to tell jokes. They're going to be ignoring you. If you get the people to stop in the street, you're doing something. You are definitely doing something. So at any point, do your best to get on stage at any opportunity.
I'll say this as well. Me and this dude one time went on the train, and we did stand up on the train in New York. Taped it and everything. We got it on video. And we was going on the train. We was like just not in the comedy clubs. And this is how hungry we were. We went on the 4 train to the D train. A dude stopped us. And was like, hey, enough of that. But it didn't matter. We went to the next car, kept doing stand-up, kept doing it, and now we passed the clubs. We're able to be working comics, And so only way you could do that is persistence. And especially, I thought somebody was peeing.
Yeah.
I was like, this New York. I thought somebody was peeing real quick. I was like, bruh. I'm about to say, we got somebody literally whipping their shit out of the video. But anyway, you just got to stay persistent with it. You got to keep going at it, keep doing stand-up, keep working at your craft. If you need to take classes, like I know a lot of people dissuade comics from taking classes, but I don't think there's anything wrong with seeking higher guidance on anything. I don't give a fuck if you to learn science, to act, anything, Yeah.
What classes do you recommend? Like improv, sessions, acting, some type of creative writing?
I feel like any acting class helps with comedy. In general, just in performance factors and stuff like that. Improv does help in like being quick off the top of your head, but none of those you don't need them per se, but they would help. Nothing is going to hurt you. Those would all be great. A comedy class is taken by a very reputable comic is worth it, because when you first start, you need to vet the comic that you trying to go sign up for. If they ain't never did a late night show, or they ain't never wrote for somebody on some TV channel, then you don't want to take their class. And sometimes people be lying about that stuff too. So you got to make sure you really do your research on where they wrote for where, what they did what. There's a bunch of comics that I know that I started comedy with that now teach comedy, and they are amazing comics. Like Chanel Ali. She
Yeah.
do you do a hosting class. You used
Oh,
to do
yeah.
you used to
Yeah.
do a hosting class. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I agree. I would say if you want to go the route of taking a comedy class, absolutely. You have a higher chance of being taught by somebody that's in the comedy industry,
Yep.
in the clubs. They will show you how to audition, how to get your 5-minute set. You always need a 5-minute set because that's what a lot of clubs are asking for in order to get past and perform there. Comedy classes do teach you about structure, and they teach you how to form your sets to be personalized for you and to really show who you are in that 5-minute set. But also, I say this because I've been doing it 15 years. I would say it restricts you with a lot of their rules because they'll tell you certain things that you shouldn't do, don't do this, don't do that. And a lot of times, it may hinder you. No shade to any of the comedy courses out there, the comedy schools that teach those things because they are right. But if it's something that fits you and fits your style and fits your natural being, then I would say do it. Do what feels natural. Do what feels natural to you. If you want to take the class, great. If not, if you want to take the scenic route and just save that money and learn as you go, even better. As long as you're doing it and getting on stage and getting better and really showcasing your talent, that's all that matters, really. If they want to get into a comedy class and pursue it, just look online wherever you're in New York, wherever you are in the country, New York. They have the New York School of
Comedy at for Gotham. They have
at Gotham Comedy Club.
They got Carolina. Every comedy club will have their own comedy classes.
Right.
The bigger the bigger the club, the usually. I'm not saying it's going to be the better the classes are going to be, but like you want somebody who's been doing comedy at least bare minimum over 10 years to teach you about comedy. That's like in the clubs doing it. It's a guy named Rick Crom. He does stand up for The Cellar. He teaches an amazing class. He was on Chappelle's show. He wrote for a bunch of TV shows. Old school white comic, old white man, teaches wonderfully. And there's like people who specialize in other avenues, you know. So you want to just make sure you're getting those type of gems that you probably wouldn't. It would have took you 15, 20 years to gain, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say, just research whatever city that you're in, find out if there's like a comedy school, comedy course anywhere that's nearby. Check it out, do the research all of the instructors that are on there because they're definitely going to be comedians. And look up their names, Google them, find them on YouTube, look up their clips, and see if that's a comic that makes you laugh and you like their comedy, and this person can teach you and you can learn from them how to be a great stand-up. Sometimes you don't even have to like their style because everybody has their style in stand-up, but there's a structure that we all follow. So they're gonna give you some gems to that. So don't be discouraged by that. Just go there for, the information, how to write, how to set up jokes. The content is on you, what you want to talk about, how you want to relate to the people, and what kind of laughs you want, really.
Yeah.
Is it important to learn accents and impersonations for comedy, or can you get by without it?
Is it important to learn accents and impersonations in comedy? It depends on you. Like I said, it depends on what kind of comedy do you like. Do you like voices? Do you like act outs? Are you just stand there, premise, set up, punchline type of comedian? Are you just a writer? I'm a physical comedian. So I move around on stage. I use a prop. I use the stool. I use the chair that's on stage as a prop. There's so many different ways to do stand-up. Some comedians, they do stand-up with a guitar. So you can get by without it. It's just how you feel. Does that type of funny resonate with you? Does that type of humor resonate with you? Is that the type of comedy that makes you laugh? Is that what you want to display to your audience?
And I think, like, I'll say this: you don't need to do accents, but whatever make your bag deeper, do it. You know, if it's in your wheelhouse, do it. Like, I don't do impressions, but I have like 2 people that I could do, and then like if I ever have to use it, I'm gonna use it. But then if you also there's like comics who I don't do physical comedy normally, but if I'm like in the moment, I'm gonna do something that might shock some people or something like that. You just want to make sure you're doing something that expands your bag that people aren't gonna expect. Because when you go in to go do, like, the goal is for every comic is to be able to go to a club, entertain you for an hour and a half, and not you be stale at that, you know? So like when you get to a mastering level, you want to be able to do, you know, you want to have like 9 hours worth of material. So you want to be able to have something in that bag of that, so you can go to a whole weekend and never repeat the same joke, you know? So that's like usually the goal for any comic. And when you want to do is when you're in those spaces, you want to be able to make sure, like, all right, well, I got all of this black stuff I want to talk about, all this white stuff I want to talk about. I got these impressions. I got this. Look at Eddie Murphy. He's considered the greatest comedian of all time. His bag is so deep that, like, we still finding about stuff he got, like, just going through there. Richard Pryor did impressions. He also
Top 5 comedians. Okay.
I don't want to get canceled. I don't want to get canceled. First thing I'm gonna say is gonna get
Dave Chappelle, D.L. Hughley.
Oh, I was surprised about that. Okay.
Yeah.
I like D.O. too, though.
Say Martin Lawrence.
I can see Martin for you, though.
Yeah.
Vibe, yes.
Tony Roberts.
Okay, yeah. These are all niggas you have, like,
And Cat Williams. Cat Williams, yeah, that was my top 5. Also, just to go back real fast, accents and stand-up with your jokes. You can use it if it makes the story or the joke that you're telling more relevant. So if it makes it more relevant and more captivating with the accent and it makes it more fun to use it.
I love seeing these people out here. I'd say my top 5, first off the top is Dave Chappelle. Second would be Chris Rock. Third, George Carlin. Another comic that I really enjoyed. I'd say like number 4, Kevin Hart. I've always loved his stand-up. It's like one of the first reasons why I even started doing comedy. And then Bill Cosby. I think it's Bill Cosby. To me, I think he's the greatest comedian ever. In my personal opinion, I just think that, you just can't be putting shit in people's drinks. You know. He's still a great comic. You just can't be putting shit in people's drinks. Like, this is wild.
Also, the funnier that you become, the more you do stand-up, the comics that influence you, you're going to be around other comics. So your top 5 may change.
Yes.
So I'm usually a fan of comics that I'm always around that I'm seeing consistently doing stuff. So my honorable mentions that I'm around right now, I would say Kareem Green.
Kareem Green is hilarious.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Kareem Green, Roberto Vanderpool.
Yep.
I would say Kenny Williams. Haven't seen Kenny in a while, but Kenny is.
Kenny always kills.
Yeah. John Lasseter. And
a lot of old niggas too. Like, that's funny.
yeah.
What was I gonna say? I got my 5. I'll say.
Wait. Last one. My guy. Shout out to my guy. My Harlem OG, Smokey Suarez.
I was gonna say Smokey's hilarious, bro. Smokey, Paper Soldiers. Top 5 of, like, people y'all probably wouldn't know that y'all probably need to go look up. Mark Gregory, one of my
man.
like, I'm going with people younger than what he was saying. I agree with all of the shit he said, but Mark Gregory, Phil Duckett, he probably don't even know that I later like his stand-up. Phil Duckett is amazing. Roy Wood Jr., he's not young, but he is. That's one of the best comics in the world. This is like one of the best. Yamaneika Saunders, man or woman. This is the best female comic I have ever seen in my life. Man or woman, she one of the best comics in the world. There's Dave Chappelle, there's Bill Burr, there's Chris Rock. She in that range of killer. Like, it never. Only time I've ever been scared to go on a show is when she right before me.
And
I'm
just
like,
so
ugh.
y'all know, anybody that sees this, that we know,
Yeah.
we love all of y'all.
Yes.
Okay, we love all of y'all, especially the ladies. I always got to mention her. Shout out to JJ Matisse.
Oh yeah, come on now,
Come on, man.
JJ, the smoothest, coldest,
Bruh.
coldest motherfucker in the world.
Bruh.
Also, let me say, it was a person I just thought in my head, but I can't. I started James Davis from LA.
Oh,
James Davis that's a funny dude, bro.
Bruh.
Like, every time I see him, I always let him know, like, bro, every time I do stand up with that dude, I be like, I gotta go right. I gotta go right. This dude is killing, bro. Hate it, but I love it and I hate it. I'll be like, well, I gotta go next.
look, we got so many people we want to mention, but I don't know if we got a lot of time.
Yeah.
So how often would you tell like a starting comedian to write? How often would they write?
Every day.
Every day.
I would say realistically, when you first start, you probably can't do that. I would say maybe like 2 or 3 pages a day of writing jokes. Because that can be up to how long it take you to do that. But at least 2 pages worth of jokes and your thing. And if you're writing from your phone, try to get an hour. Try to get an hour or two of of writing jokes. I just see I just heard her yell it. Hour or 2 of writing jokes. I would say niggas fucking up a whole interview. I like y'all yelling. Y'all just messed up a whole interview. I appreciate that, though. I appreciate all of y'all. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just joking with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Nah, that's cool. You ain't sorry, but it's cool, though. It's cool, though. It's all right. It's all right. It's cool.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, we trying to get content, too.
That's comedy right there.
It is.
That's comedy right there.
It is, but
we trying to give insight on being stand-up, and we're like, everybody doing Naruto signs. I'm just like, yeah.
I see some Jujutsu Kaisen niggas out here, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to Jujutsu Kaisen, yeah.
My boy in the Luffy, he the One Piece.
Oh,
That's what's up.
yeah. See?
Niggas didn't even know I was in the anime. They just out here, they're just chilling. Anyway. My boy wearing Hulk Hogan. Yeah, he wearing Hulk Hogan right now. He ain't know he said the N-word a few days ago.
I don't think that's the costume to wear. I don't want to go to daycare dressed like R. Kelly. I don't want to do that. Why would I do that? Why? Okay.
I see some black ninjas out here. They're from the hidden in the leaves of the backwoods. All right, let me stop.
The Hidden Weed Village. All right.
What was he talking about?
Yes, write as much as you can, write every day. If you have a funny thought right there, write it down. As soon as you have a funny thought, write it down. Doesn't matter where it's at. If you ain't got pen and paper, get on that notepad on your phone and just put jokes as the title, new jokes, and just type everything down. That's funny. That's it. To get your joke structure, you can just write.
They have comedy books too. Comedy Bible helps you out with joke structure as well. There's some other comedy books. Comedy Bible is the most common that every comic knows, but it'll be natural to you. Like your structure will be exactly to you, and you will switch and gauge depending on what audience you in, or you will stick to what you do. Jerry Seinfeld's the same everywhere.
Yeah.
But everybody's not Jerry Seinfeld.
Right. Also, if you want to work on your joke structure, there's a book called Comedy Writing Secrets by Mel Helleter. Comedy Writing Secrets by Mel Helleter. Check that book out, and you'll be good.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ishmael Gaynor. This is How to Be a Comedian. I love this interview. We did a good-ass job. We got interrupted halfway through it, though. But it's cool. It's cool. We had a good time.
Hey, this is comedian Rashad Bashir, and this is Mushmen Productions, How to Be a Stand-Up Comedian. Please follow me on Instagram at rbashir_comedy, RBASHIR_comedy.
by G Pro Energy.